Good afternoon, everyone. This is Neji. We're going to do a trade plan here today on DOCU. DOCU has held up extremely well given the market has been pulling a little bit today, especially tech names. And this looks just poised for a move higher into 70 and above. It has already moved up past some of these more recent highs, like 52-week highs, and now we're looking for it to continue its move higher. If you're going to do some chart planning, you can really start to target some of these other spike highs, which that's at 77.21. We won't be in it that long, which is just below 80, which is a nice round number. That usually acts as a magnet. But right now, we're going to play this consolidation for a continued move up. We're looking at this on the 30-minute chart and the 65-minute chart. We're in an A plus squeeze on the 65-minute, which is great. So let's set up a trade plan here and try and set up a trade that will give us a good risk reward. This one will be a little bit more risky because of where we'll have to put stops where the chart ends up breaking down. We kind of have a point of control zone here that you can see that we've moved up above slightly, but I'd like to see this come down into, if you can notice here, we're kind of riding this 21 EMA. We've come down and we've touched it a couple of times here on these candles on the 65-minute chart. To me, that would be a great entry spot. So I'm going to start with a value area low line here at about 68.17. Now it's going to move up on me right as I'm talking about it. We're going to use this blue box as our point of control range. I'm going to put in a high at 70.21 for our most recent high. And then this one's a little bit more difficult as for, a shot up above. I'm going to target 71 as target number 2 on this one. This is not going to be a big hit if it comes through. It'll be a base hit, but base hits are good. They are the things that keep the wheels turning and allow you to hit the big hits, right? So now I'm going to look at this a little bit more closely on like a 15-minute, and then I'll even bring it down into like a 5-minute. But what I'm looking for is I'm going to tighten up this sort of point of control area like that. Now we've moved up above it and retested it. So an entry where we just were a few minutes ago would have been great. I have a value area low here. So if, let's say we thought, oh yeah, I'm going to try and get in this. I'm going to try and front run this a little bit. If I put on a risk reward and my stop is here, maybe even, and I lowered it because there's a point of control level here that you can see. Let's say I risked all the way down to there, and my target was a break of the high. That's under a 1 risk reward, and even a target up to that 71 is only a 1.19 from where things are right now. So I want to pick this up down into this zone, right? Preferably lower into the bottom part of that zone. So I would be looking for a pullback, hopefully maybe into tomorrow, right? So that I can get a 2.75 on my risk to reward ratio. And then if I use my stop here at 68, because you can see 68.17, you can see it's respected this level a few times. So I'm going to use that as my stop. Now I've got a 4 as my risk reward ratio, and that to me is much better. But that means I can't get in right here, right? I need to put an alert in somewhere in the middle of that zone so that, well, let's see if it'll do that for me. Let's put an alert right there. So I put an alert in at the bottom end of that zone, and if I get a pullback into that area, I can buy DOCU. Now DOCU, if I did get a pullback, I would buy, because we're on a 30 to 65 minute chart here. I would be buying the this week's 69s. So if that pullback comes, I'll be buying the 69Cs for 1018 for a push up into those levels. And if you want a longer term play, you could play the 69s or the 70s into next week as well. But to me, right, this is not a, hey, let's. I think I want to put this on right now, because you're really getting like a 1-to-1, and sometimes that means you might miss it, right? But I'm willing to miss it to get a better price and manage my risk. Okay. So my stop, I'm going to put a secondary stop line down in here. I'm going to make this yellow as well. So this is my buy zone. It looks like this one just wants to go without me. And this is my stop zone. Because I'd like to be able to hold that upper level, but I'm going to use this point of control as a little bit of a slippage float area. Okay. So that's a quick base hit trade plan on DOCU if it gives us a pullback at some point. Okay.